Okay, ladies and gentlemen, carry on, Serge. Serge is passing out some numbers. Later, after the finals are finished, there's going to be a couple of lucky winners. So keep hold of the number. You might win yourself a beautiful cue or a case. Okay? But to do that, you're going to have to work first. All right? See, these ladies and gentlemen, they're here to entertain you. Their adrenaline runs on noise. Okay? Clapping, cheering, gives them energy. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to split the room into two a little bit while we have time. We have 7 minutes and we're going to be live on RTL. We are live on Billiard TV, YouTube, so there's hundreds of thousands of people watching or listening to you. Okay, so you're going to make them feel like they should be here. You're the lucky one, you see it live. Okay, so half the room, that side against this side, we're going to have a little competition of clapping. See who can make the most noise. So we're going to start with this side first. Only this side. Let's hear you clapping. Make some noise. Now, it's down to you guys and girls. Can you beat that? So, let's hear you. Go. One more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. If you guys and girls can't do this, I'm going to have to throw you out and get some more. So you're going to have to improve. But if we all do it together, it makes it sound so much better. So all together, 1, 2, 3. Already the guys and girls are excited. Okay? They are true champions. They can perform here. You are required to clap. Okay? If you see a good shot, clap. Don't do the finger clicking. Okay? Because no one at home knows what it is. Just clap. Okay? These guys and girls will not mind. Alright? So, 5 more minutes. If the cameras are going to turn here to see you all. So, if you are not with your legal partner, I suggest you move. Okay? We have some fun.
Welcome back to the GRIDX complex for the two championship deciders at the 2026 Predator Luxembourg Open, part of the Predator EUROTOUR series. On table 2, it's the women's final, and introducing our competitors. Firstly, she's representing Spain. Welcome, Maite Rapero. And her opponent, representing Germany, Billard. Moving on to table 1 and the men's final. So let's meet the players. Firstly, from Poland, Wojciech Szewczak. And his opponent, representing Germany, Joshua Billard. The men race to 9 and the women race to 7. And your referees in charge of the action. On table 2, Eva Poskojalova of Czechia. And on table 1, Bojana Banda of Serbia. And we'll hand you over to our match commentators on YouTube. On table 2, Eric Orlison and Alia Sarabi. And on table 1, Tim De Ruyter and Gethin Davis. Players, you may lag for the break.
And yes, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this men's Predator Luxembourg Open final. A matchup between Wojciech Szewczak from Poland and Joshua Filler. Both players do not need any introduction, and both players finding peak form. Joshua Filler this week and Wojciech Szewczak today. I'll bring you more of that as we just get this underway. Would like to put a quick shout out to our other table. That's on our other the final on table 2 of the women's event. Maria Teresa Rapero, enjoying Mother's Day so far, takes on Pia Filler. And thank you very much, Luke Richards, for the kind introduction. My name is Gethin Davis, and joining me in the commentating box for this one, my dear friend and colleague, calling the shots, Tim De Ruyter. Well, Tim, this is going to be an exciting encounter, I feel. Well, we just wait for Tim to join us. Wojciech winning the lag. In this format, it's 2 breaks per player, alternating. And they must break outside the box. And as you'll see in the bottom left of the screen, shot clock is in play. Making the 2 in the side pocket early. And good shape on the 1 if there's the gap to play between the rail and 5. Good opening signs here.
Yeah, if he continues breaking like he's done earlier today, this could be a rough match for Filler, who was struggling with the break earlier.
Well, Joshua's last match semi-final, towards, or rather in the second half, he really did get his break working and to great effect. So it'll be interesting to see if he brings that back to the table. But right now, Shevchek. Well, he's been on a flyer today, Tim. He got his quarter-final underway with a 9-0 win. Semi-final 9-6. And well, how can he push on from that? Play that nicely, Tim. Up for the 5 with a bit of an angle. This is the start he will have wanted.
Yeah, I mean, he will have to start like this. I mean, Filler, like I mentioned, was struggling with the break a bit earlier. But besides that, he played a perfect set. Did not miss a single ball. So Wojciech does have the break. He has been breaking really well. Just gotta make sure he stays in line. No unforced errors.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the name for this match. No unforced errors. Because both these players have shown throughout this week that they will jump on any opportunity given, and dare I say, two of the more aggressive players on the Euro Tour as well. They do not turn down much, these two.
Well, could not have started any better, Gav. Opening with a break and run.
No, not at all. This is what he needs to do. And he would ideally like to deliver it again. And if he has got his break working like you were alluding to, Tim, well, he's going to really ask some questions of Joshua. And talking of the fillers, this will certainly be a Mother's Day that they're going to keep in the diary. They just got to play their semi-finals next to each other. Pia winning in a real thriller of a match against Ina Kaplan on the hill. Joshua making it a little bit easier in his match. And now playing side by side in the finals today here in Luxembourg. And dare I say, they both got the biggest chair walking out, so a few Germans have made the journey over for this. Now, Tim, as you mentioned, break and run, strongest possible start. Joshua still sat in his chair. He'll be looking for a bit more of the same here.
Once again, look at the cue ball. That's the one risk that he has with this break, is the fact that the cue ball is not always dead center of the table, and it will find a couple bumps here and there.
Oh, it was the second bump from the 9, Tim. Threatened throwing it over into the left side pocket. Referee Bijana from Serbia looking in. He's called the push, and well, I'm not really sure where he's going to push to, Tim. Oof. Has he left Joshua a tempter?
Well, it's tough though. I don't think the 3-ball does go to the bottom left. So that's a bit tricky too. Even if you might make this, you will have to draw back as well. Or does the 3-ball go to the bottom left?
Well, that would suggest that it could have. And he's not got away with that. He's left a window for this one into the bottom right corner pocket. It's a difficult shot to take on, especially looking to get that effect with the cue ball. Felt there was value in it, but not this time. Not this time.
And that little nudge, I think, was just enough to be on the 3-ball. And that means Wojciech could start off 2 out of 2. Applying instant pressure from the beginning on Filler's break.
Yeah, finishing on the 3 was very helpful. Every pocket now, rather every ball has an available pocket. And this is looking, as you do say, like 2-0 and winning both on the break. This is the best possible start for Wojciech here.
Yeah, still the fact that he won the last EuroTour. It was 8-ball though, completely different, but still to win the last EuroTour and now already be in the final of the next one. It's an incredible feat for Wojciech, but I don't think he's gonna want to settle for second place. Now for Filler, at some point I think he was like the dead favorite at the EuroTour to win. Just couldn't stop winning them in a row at some point. Crazy hot streak. So it will be interesting to see 2 former winners going at it.
Yeah, absolutely. I got up to 10 when I started counting up Joshua's EuroTour wins. But that one, the last EuroTour in Antalya, a great performance by Wojciech, and he really does rise to the occasion. And he just looks like he came out of bed this morning in such a high gear. It's going to have to take Joshua Filler to stop him. But I'm not too sure if that's going to be how this match pans out. This 10-ball to take a 2-0 lead early on.
Yeah, a little bit of a disappointed look in the background from Filler, knowing that he had... It was a small opportunity, but he had the opportunity to maybe steal this rack away. Still, it's so early on though. It's a race to 9. Breaking per 2 racks. There will be so many moments still for him to play himself into this match. There's always a couple of those key moments where if you are right on the spot, you can settle down or even square up on the score.
And from Wojciech's perspective, Tim, he's going to get a look at Joshua's first of his set of 2 breaks. And depending on what the result comes from here, if he gets to jump out of his chair to the table with a look at the 1, well, his confidence could just take that extra step. Dry break it is. The 2, well, it threatened the top right pocket but didn't drop and has stayed there. And this 1 is not difficult by any stretch of the imagination. So Wojciech back to the table. Couldn't have asked for more at this point.
Yeah, gotta say, a bit surprised that 2 ball staying up. Looks to be very deep into the corner. Let's call this extension. Nervy opening shot, or actually he just, I thought he did it before. He just called this extension. This opening shot is a bit nervy though.
A bit nervy indeed, Tim. Ooh. Just a bit too thin. Held the cue ball off the 3 for the 2 nicely, but that's of no matter. Filler to the table with the 1 and the 2 both in jaws of the corner pockets.
Yeah, just the 3 ball got together with the 5, so it'll be interesting to see how he's gonna try and get on it, or if he's gonna play for just a safety behind the 5. And that mini nudge that did get him on the 3 ball, but he's not happy, and I can imagine, I don't even think he has a way to get onto that 4 ball.
No.
So he's playing safe. Behind the 5. Behind the back. Behind the 5.
Exactly. Behind the 5 indeed. Nicely played shot by Joshua there, and when you get that cue ball so tight to the object ball, it just takes out so many options for your opponent. Now, what's Wojciech going to come up with here? Is he looking at the 1 rail? No.
Well, gotta say 2 rails. The 7 ball comes into play. Not completely, but it's close. Yeah, that was the only part of the 3 ball he could hit, but he's got at least some distance.
Yeah, to avoid the 7 in itself. Very well judged shot. Kind of unfortunate not to bring the 4 into play. And he's left Joshua a look at this 3.
Well, knew he was not going to be able to get on that 4 ball from where the 3 ball was laying, so played for another save. Now cue ball behind the 8 ball. He's going to have the distance. Or is he going to play behind the 9? He played behind the 9. Ooh. Oh, yeah, well, Talk about some fortune. I'm
Well,
surprised he wasn't banking the 4 towards the 5 and then the cue ball behind the 8. This, very scary, has worked out so far.
yeah, he just needed to avoid the 8 with the 4. Was guaranteed to be in a good, safe position, or at least leave Wojciech in trouble, and that little flick just helped out at the end. Oh, and that 4 has leaked past the 5, Tim. This is now a much better opportunity for Joshua.
Yeah, we'll do him well to win this rack, to get his account opened up in this final. I mean, surely at this level, both players, they don't really need that extra confidence boost to win their first rack, but it's always a comfortable feeling. It can get you going.
Yeah, and then at this player's level, they really do expect to get a point on their break. And a useful time to do it. Joshua will look to push on then. Just bring the scoreline back to level and look for a little chink in Wojciech's armour off the break, but I have to say, his breaks have been very strong so far.
Yeah, another thing I find very interesting with Viller is I've got to do, I think, 2 matches on him, and I feel like he's still experimenting with the break. It's not like he's sticking to something. It's not like he's being stubborn, saying like, I'm gonna do this and I'm not gonna move around. But yet, like, he's still, like, he's in the final of a tournament experimenting the break. That's what's happening, you know, like, most of the players, they need the break, otherwise they cannot get so deep. That's how much quality he's bringing to the table right now.
Yeah, indeed. And it's a good point you pick up on there, because he was really moving the cue ball around in the early matches that I picked up on him in. I actually got to commentate on the match he played against Adam Stankiewicz, and that's the only troublesome match he had right in the winner's round, first round. And that went all the way with Adam getting to the hill first, and Joshua just turning it on with a break and run. Quite unfamiliar, because they were both struggling with the breaks, and that was the only real tough match he had. From there, it's been plain sailing for the German.
You see, this time he wasn't giving it his everything, just a solid strike, a bit medium paced. And now suddenly balls are dropping. Like, this is what he has been doing all over.
Yeah, he's just been a little unfortunate. If you watch the way the 6 has landed, it's taken away the bottom left corner. It's a careful one into the side pocket. And that will be a good opener. Good shape on the 2 here. And I have to say, Tim, this was how he got his semi-finals, or at least the second half of the semi-finals, going with this break. He just really stole a march with quite a few break and runs. This very reminiscent of that. Little hop. I don't believe that cue ball went over far enough for his liking.
Yeah, and gotta be careful if he plays with low left to cross over to the top side of the 6. That 7 ball is playing quite big. It's easy to catch the 7, maybe scratch, maybe not even landing onto the 6 ball. You see, like, you would like try to go a diamond past the side, but if you go like a diamond and a half, you run into the 7. If you do not play enough spin, like you're adjusting because of the 7, you could scratch in the center. That's why he's chosen to play to the bottom side, and I think this is a clever choice. Took a bit more time to make sure he got there.
Angle to come off the top short rail here for the 8. And this for a break and run, Tim. Timely to bring the score back to 2 apiece. But just as importantly, it will be both players winning racks off their breaks. And that has all the making of a very tight contest, Tim.
Well, I think the good news for us is the fact that Joshua found something on the break as well. That means we might see this match progress quite slowly all the way to a hill, which I'm assuming everybody would want to see.
Yeah, indeed. And Joshua Feller bringing the scoreline back to 2 apiece. We will see Wojciech return to the table for his next set of 2 breaks. And talking of hill, Tim, Joshua's wife in action on the other table against Maria Teresa Ropera. She's just come through an absolute thrill in hill against the German Nina Kaplan. It'll be interesting to see how much energy she's been able to keep in the pot for the final. Just bring you a quick update on the score there. Well, Pia Phillip got off to a 1-0 lead. And now Mai Tai is now leading 2-1 against Pia. If you want to, in the future, pick up the live scores for these events, when there's all the matches in play, you can visit EPBF.com. And I've also been enjoying the Pro Billiard Series social media pages on Instagram and Facebook. Some great clips and collages of matches. Please do go visit, like, share and subscribe. Wojciech to break 2 apiece in this race to 9 final. Oof, Tim, my heart was in my mouth when the cue ball made contact with the 1. It looked like it was heading towards the side pocket. It didn't.
Yeah, gotta say, maybe out of 2 matches, maybe even 3 matches today, that must have been Wojciech's worst break I've seen on this table. But the good news for him is the fact that he hasn't really left something on the 1 ball, so might be able to still get back to the table and battle himself back into this rack.
I just saw that look on Joshua's face that I saw when he was a younger lad. I'm just wondering if he was looking at the 8 ball there. No, he's called a cross bank. There's a bit of insurance looking for cover. Oh, that cue ball picked up the side spin. Lovely to head up towards the 10-9 cluster, Tim. I didn't hear the call.
Yeah, me neither, but I think he's going to try and go 2 rails, catch the right side of the one. Good things could happen. Oh, I think he was actually trying to catch the left side and squeeze up on the 2 ball. Was awful close. But this 1 ball is available. It's not easy, but it's available. A filler can just drop this in that weight. Or could even choose to run into the 7. You will have the 2 ball available for the center.
Yeah, avoided the 7. Happy with it there. Now, just looking out across the table, there are no real clusters or problems that Joshua needs to maneuver into. This is a good opportunity here, and it looks like he should be able to come off the short rail, avoid the 3, come back out center table, or didn't need to.
Yeah, he's held it nicely. And now back on track. I mean, the 4 ball does go by the 6. The 5 is pretty much near, so can use the 6 ball to get on the 7. Ball's laying quite nice. I was just gonna add to it. Doesn't want to be on the rail because would like to draw back a bit more and get straighter on the 5. I mean, center table works too, but then still, if he would have landed on the rail, would have been bad news. That's why he's elevating.
Well, this is where he's ended. A little bit more work to do, but should be fine. Should be fine indeed. This would be a very useful time to take one on the Wojciech's break.
Well, he is overcoming that deficit well. Starting to take the initiative, Gath.
Oh yeah. And no better time than the present to do it. And with it being against Wojciech's break, it now does ask a question of his second, because Wojciech will return to the table. But the first break that we've seen of this match so far allows Joshua Filler to take a 1-rack lead, or rather allows him, yeah, indeed, to take the 1-rack lead. I was just having a look at the update on the scores on the other table. Well, Pia Filler is now 3-1 down to Maria Teresa Rapero. Looks like Rapero's won 3 in the row there. Joshua winning 3 in a row on this table. And the crowd enthralled getting to watch both matches. You will be hearing them ever so often applauding in the background. And it has been a fantastic venue here at the GRIDX. This European multi-experience centre, first in Europe, really allowing us to put this Predator Luxembourg Open on the map. Big break for Wojciech, I feel, here.
Well, plenty of balls dropping. And as I mentioned, that cue ball, I mean, at times you feel like it's just brutal where it gets kissed. See, because from where it was laying, he would have had a shot on the one. But that's a bunch of ifs. Sometimes the balls, they will help you, and sometimes they will try to get you mental.
Yep. This is a little tricky too. He may have the slightest of edges through the window, but he also has the option of a push Tim. But like you were saying, he's not getting it his own way as he did with the first two racks.
Well, I think he's just pushed out to where Filler won't be able to make the one in the top right. But he might take on the cross corner in the top left. Could bring the cue ball down table. Maybe could play top right spin, 2 rails up to the 2. Most of the time not making the bank. It does land on the top short rail. He's playing with outside. Just got to make sure to avoid the double kiss. Well, he's landed on the 2 ball into the center gaff, but could also play safety behind the 10. So, yeah, I mean, it's not like Wojciech played a bad push, but what else could he have done? You know, there's also the shot clock. It's difficult to find the best push out within that time. Oh, yeah. That pace into these center pockets. We've seen that before. Very missable. Yeah. He's surprised himself. He goes, wow, did that really happen? But it's just that pace. He hit the outside jaw.
Yeah, you can't take liberties on these side pockets. And, well, unable to punish Wojciech. Wojciech back to the table. And this would be a very important point to put on the board, bearing in mind it will be handing over to Joshua for his next round of 2 breaks after this. Does not want to allow Joshua to the table with a 4-2 lead. 3-3. Well, then it's all to play for, and a little bit of a better opportunity for Wojciech. Nice shape on the 5. Bit straight, may need to run through here. Has done, and well, this Polish player is so accurate when he's in his flow. He seems to keep that cue ball under such good control. Hope that's not the curse I've just given him there, but really from what I've seen of him over these past 4 days, and as you mentioned, coming off the back of his win in Antalya at the Turkish EUROTOUR, well, he was always going to have a chance of getting to this final, and he's still in with a good chance of winning it.
Yeah, indeed. This could have been 4-2.
Yeah. I feel this is a very important win for Wojciech's campaign in this final. It's a good round of applause. And we'll just take a look over at the women's final underway. If there's a change in the score, it still appears to be 3-1 in favour of Maria Teresa Rapero, taking on Pia Filler. A little look at Joshua's wow after that ball was rejected by the side pocket. But we will now hand over to Joshua's next round of 2 breaks, and his last break was looking very nice for him in a break and run. Let's see if he can continue where he left off. 3-3 in this race to 9 final.
Yeah, the interesting thing though, Geth, you gotta well, if you can, why is he now suddenly breaking the balls firmer than he did last time? Last time he did way softer.
I'm just wondering, in this 2-break alternating format, if sometimes the player forgets what they did the last time.
Well, I mean, it might be true. I'm surprised because I told you, if he actually finds that break, this could turn into a run-out fest. But we'll have to wait for that. Now, I think Wojciech has a nice shot here to cut the 1 into the 6. Bring the cue ball down table. Could go under the 10, under the 4. Maybe even all the way to the 8. Kind of preference. If you feel like you might be scratching, then don't take that risk. I would love to bring the 1 just above the 6 or the 3. Yeah, I love this play.
Oh, you feel that to get shape, any chance of hitting this 1 ball now, Tim, you'd be swerving around the 2 with a masse shot or jumping over the edge.
Yeah, and that was the brutal thing for Shevchik is the bump he had on the 4 moved the cue ball over just slightly to the right. And if you give Filler anything of a hit he can get, well, don't count him out. He's returned the ball, actually. I mean, he's literally just... this is a tough spot. Like this, he literally just gave Wojciech the only out is probably to jump this in.
Yeah, not much of a gap between the cue ball and that 9 ball. He's got to really elevate to get that cue ball up quick, as you can see from that great camera angle.
Oh no! Oh, I mean,
Called it.
he made a good hit. He did call the corner, but I'm very sure he wasn't trying to go off the 2 and off the 8. But he'll take it.
Well, the 8 did make it a bigger pocket, but it needed that bump on the 2. Now, what can he do to push on from that?
Well, that's one of the reasons why I think Joshua didn't show too much. It's not like he instantly lost the rack from that point. I mean, it's so tough to get onto this 3 ball. Now,
Ooh.
sure, he has the 3. Maybe he can power draw. But then yet, he has to still land on the 4. Either center table or to the left side of the 10. Which both of them are not easy to do from this position. Oh, is it gonna get there? Maybe too strong. I mean, it was a good effort and rather be too far, making sure always to have a look on the 4. Then coming up too short and now you hook yourself behind the 10. Too powerful. So back to safeties.
Yeah. Looking to bring the 8 into play here.
Oh, and that is a sloppy cue ball right there. Oh, he played a good 4-ball though, like that was the intention, but to scratch straight into the corner, that's a mistake right there.
Yeah, ball in hand. As you said, it was a good 4-ball. It's a tricky one to pot, but it's not a bad opportunity to freeze that cue ball behind the 6. And Joshua wanting to get that cue ball precise. Yeah, and that gets a well-deserved applause. That's exactly what he intended, and in some respects Wojciech deserved that after giving ball in hand. May be useful to point out that the 3-foul rule is in effect. However, I'm pretty confident if Joshua were to get ball in hand here, he'd take the run out. Great hit. May have left the potting angle of the 4, but what a great shot. 2 rails. Wasn't far off, making it in the bottom right corner.
Yeah, in the meantime, Maria Teresa Ropero in the women's final against Pia Filler, currently up 4-1. The Spaniard looking to win her first EuroTour title, as far as I can recall.
No, absolutely. And we were talking to our production team in between matches earlier today, and it was mentioned that Maria often brings her daughter or child along to events, and we were making a note that it is Mother's Day today, and it was a lovely first win for her. Looks like she's carrying on the momentum nicely, but that would be a treat on Mothering Sunday now. Joshua looking like he's going to take another point on his break. Starting to eke out a little bit of advantage, dare I say, Tim.
Is he gonna draw the cue ball all along the left long rail, straight down? Yeah, not as much outside spin as maybe most of the players would play, but he just probably told himself just get past the side. So now to take his first lead of the match, Joshua Filler takes the lead, 4-3. And he'll be breaking one more.
Well, as you see that shot from Wojciech that he called and made in a bit more of an unorthodox way. But it was this shot here where he overdrew it back, and it just allowed Filler back to the table in timely fashion. And we'll get a second break here, whilst having a look over at his wife in action. Behind him there, the trophy for this Predator Luxembourg Open. Just looking over proceedings there behind Joshua as he breaks off, leading 4 racks to 3 in this race to 9. told Tim. How do you like that?
Well, how can you not like this? That might be the better question. Just the one ball is a bit strange. Might have to play for the 2 in the bottom left corner.
Little
Unless
rattle
if
of head.
yeah.
From the
Yeah, and
overhead, Tim, it looks like he can make the 3 into the bottom right. From this camera angle, it's a bit more iffier about the bottom left corner.
Yeah, I think he will have to settle for the bottom right. Also, bring the cue ball back up table for the 4 works naturally, and you don't have any traffic like the 7 or the 9 to bump. Just gotta make sure he puts the cue ball to the left of the 4. So stunt up. No, he did do more. And the danger on this though is like, how do you bring the cue ball back out for the 4 ball? So maybe a lot of inside spin running away from the 7, but then you get close to the 9, right?
Yeah, unless he can pick the rail halfway between the 9 and the 7. It's going to be difficult.
Yeah, wow. I'm surprised he actually avoided the 7. Like, I didn't know that was possible. So then again, doing filler things. Doing these small things you might not think are there. Oh, a bit pacey. Doesn't want to be on top of the 9. Small angle going towards the left. And as you can see, not the most ideal cueing. Is he just gonna stop the cue ball, like stun it over a ball to the left and take the 9 to the top right?
Yeah, he didn't want to be doing too much there, Tim. He elected against the stun to just follow off the short rail. Good enough bounce. But needs to be precise with this 9. And was able to dig down on it enough to hold for this 10, not losing the cue ball. In quick fashion, takes a 5-3 lead. It will be handing over to Wojciech now for his break. But that's a very useful 2 on the board there for Joshua. He brought up the match on the other table, Tim. It still looks like it's holding at 4-1 in Repero's favour. And Wojciech got off to a great start with his breaks. He really does need to find something now. Just looks like they've tapered off somewhat.
Yeah, now trailing 5-3, does have the next 2 breaks coming up. But at this point, any mistake can spark Filler's engine even more. Yeah, how lovely did he hit this break again. That one ball's gonna move over just enough to where he can at least cut the 1 into the center. But if you look at the 2 ball all the way on the bottom, Difficult opening shot. Here you see beautiful cue ball control. 2 balls sliding in. I mean, I said he had to do a lot with the cue ball to get onto the 2. He could drop the 1 ball in like just soft. But he will have to take on a longer 2 ball then. Kind of a preference. Some players, they like to sacrifice a bit more to get close. As you can see from this angle, bit of a tricky one. And that's why he's went for the bank and he's missed it. And this way, this match can go real fast. Because everything is wide in the open. It was all about the 1 ball, Gath.
Yeah, indeed. It's going to be a route. For me, getting from the 4 to the 6. That should open everything up rather nicely. But where it is positioned against the 7 just limits some of the options for Joshua.
Yeah, can play the 6 in the same corner as the 4. Top left spin.
Yeah, dare I say, Tim, the first alarm of the match, really. And that alarm going out to Wojciech. You mentioned it. No time to make mistakes now.
Gotta say, I'm a bit surprised he went forward on that 6 to the 7. Landed just far enough to where I think he can kill the cue ball. But would have loved to be a ball further. Might even go twice the long reel. Letting the stroke out a bit. Yeah, we've seen him miss 1 ball into the center. It was the 2 ball early on. But overall, just again, he's playing such a solid match. So tough to beat. And we all know players that are capable of playing this kind of level, you know, maybe earlier on in the tournament. And then whenever they get to the last 32, last 16, they feel like they're getting closer to a big achievement. And that's where they miss a couple balls. Oh. Well, nobody had expected that.
He jumped up as soon as he'd made contact with the 9. Look at him here. Oh, 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 oh. And he could not, with his laser beams, slow that cue ball down.
Yeah, he instantly knew. You could see it on his face. And I mean, it's not the worst thing for Filler. The score going 5-4. It's not the worst thing. But yet, 6-3 would have been a lot better for him.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Tim. An unforced error, to say the least, but a very useful point on the board for Wojciech, I feel. And talking of useful points on the board, Pia Filler over in her final against Maria Teresa Ropero has pulled 1 back. She trails 4-2 in that match. That's a race to 7. You may just pick up them in the background of the screen every now and again and hear a few cheers from the crowd. Our crowd here at the GRIDX in Luxembourg, watching both matches at the same time, in for a treat. Now, Wojciech Szewczak, with the last of his 2 breaks, would love to pinch this one and bring the scoreline back to 5-5.
Oh, yeah, a bit off. He's hit that a bit off. And I gotta say, the momentum currently really is not with Wojciech. The last break, the balls chose to give him a difficult bank on the one ball, or a difficult cut on the one. And then now the one ball pushing the cue ball into the corner. Yeah, and then again, look at this layout. I think maybe from the 5 to the 6, most challenging shot. But overall, I think this young man is hyped up to be back at the table so soon.
Yeah, and he just falls straight back into his groove. He's having a little look around now at that problem you so identified, Tim. You'll want just to get the right shape on the 4 so he can get perfect for the 5. Does not want to mess up position on that 5 to get on the 6.
Yeah, on the other final, Pia Filler now climbing back into the set, trailing 4-3, and has taken a timeout. So that match technically just as close as we are on this table. They are racing to 7. This is a race to 9.
Yeah, indeed. And Joshua's last shot. There was a lovely view of Pia looking over, watching him in action. As I mentioned earlier, Tim, fantastic day for the Fillers. Both making finals, both winning their semis adjacent to each other. Possibility they could both win finals adjacent to each other as well. But as you said, matches are close enough to still bring some surprises, and I'm never going to rule them out at this level. But so far, Joshua has just seemed to have found the sweet spot at the right time.
Yeah, don't forget, when he makes his 10, he will be up 6-4, and he will have 2 breaks. So things could go real fast now for Wojciech, even though, well, he's missed the bank, and he has now scratched on the break, and that's the only difference, and that's exactly the reason why Wojciech Ševčík has chosen to take his time out. So that means Gethin Davis, myself, Tim de Ruiter, we are gonna nip out as well, get the refreshments in, and we'll be right back with this ending of the final between Filler and Ševčík. welcome back everybody to the Predator Luxembourg Open EUROTOUR event in GRIDX, Luxembourg. What a final we've had so far. 6-4, Joshua Filler leading over Wojciech Ševčík. Both have taken their time out, knowing that this is crunch time. This is the most important stage of the match. Gethin Davis and myself, Tim de Ruiter, in the booth. Gethin is gonna go with the open bridge again. Soft or hard? I gotta say, he's very fortunate not to scratch there.
Would you say that was halfway between the two?
Well, I think he actually hit him hard, but because he was cutting the one ball so much, the balls tracking towards the side were not pushed as hard as they usually would if you hit it full. If he can get onto this one ball, things can go real fast from this point. Needs a cue ball to go. And I think it's gonna go just enough at least to continue the run.
Wow. And from what looked like a possible scratch on the cue ball, has turned into the dream break for Joshua Filler here.
Is he going low right? Big draw. No.
He just imitated a striker heading a football just to encourage the clip off that 7. And he's got it and left himself nicely now on this 3. And I'm wondering if that clip on the 7 just opened the 6 up to the bottom right, if he felt he needed to get that side of it.
Yeah, tricky thing. As you can see, the table's playing quite fast. It was not easy to hold the 6 ball for the center. Does still have it into the corner. Just gotta be careful not to run into the center. That's why he's going low right. A bit more gallery play. Just doesn't want to land straight. I think he is gonna land straight. Well,
yeah. I thought he was thinking about drawing back and trying to create a bit of distance off the rail, but looks like he's picked a spot just low side of the 8. Possibly putting both 8 and 10 into the same bottom left corner. Bit of a cheer from the other side. Joshua just refreshing himself because of it. Big 8 ball for Joshua here. And this really to steal the march that could get him through to the win here.
ooh, and he really used everything of that corner. He put his hand up. He knew he got... Well, it's not a bit of a roll. He played it just enough, but missing that ball would have let Wojciech right back in. But yet, we are going 7-4 now, the German. He does have one more break. Is he going to put himself on the hill already?
Well, I wouldn't put it past him, Tim. It's been going very well from the break for Joshua. Break and run here again. And over on the other table, his wife Pia Filler putting up a valiant effort. She got back to 4-3 deficit, but Reparo has just taken the next and is now leading 5-3. Wojciech sat in his chair. There's nothing he can do while his opponent is at the table. And as you were alluding to quite well, Tim, this is the chance for Joshua to put himself on the hill in this final.
Yeah, and this time, this is the soft one. This is the one he did earlier where we both said, oh no, he's got something. And, oh, just look at this. One ball hanging in front of the corner again. It's literally like the speed of a full table draw. Like, it's not hard, it's like fluent, kind of.
Yeah, and it's like he
Probably
tries
gonna-
to get... It looks like he tries to get the cue ball out the way to let the balls in the pack do their travelling. But it's strange that he's now returned to it after turning away from it, putting us in shock.
Oh, this is what I'm saying. Like, I kind of feel like he has been experimenting throughout matches. Like, it's not like he has seen early that this break was working, but still he was trying to do the pop.
Or maybe our compere for this finals day, Luke Riches, he may have picked up on that and may get the opportunity to ask him at the end of this match. But it may still be Wojciech that he gets to interview. However, this is looking rather dominating at the moment.
Yeah, gotta say, I wasn't expecting him to play this. I was expecting him to leave himself at least long, but on the left side of the table. Take anything on the 5. Well, I think he's going aggressive. What's he gonna do with the cue ball? Stun off the 8? No, he still found a way to go around the 8. And look at how beautifully he landed onto the side.
How does he do that? That did not look on. Oh, he really looks dialed in. He's got that scent of the finish line and he just seems to turn it up that notch. Real danger signs for Wojciech here.
Well, another nice fact. Joshua Filler is now 1 rack away from his 10th EuroTour title. Just imagine. I mean, just in between 2019 and 2026, he's won 9 already. And, well, I mean, I'm sad for Wojciech, but 8-4 is a big one to overcome.
It is indeed, Tim. I fully agree. And while we are on the subject of past, present and future EuroTours, our viewers may want to grab their pens and just put these dates in the diary. 25th to the 28th of June. We'll be returning for our 3rd EuroTour of 2026, the Predator Austrian Open. And I wonder if we'll see both Pia and Joshua returning for that. Joshua's not played that many EuroTours, believe it or not. I'm sure he could have knocked up a lot more. So Wojciech to break. He is trailing 8 racks to 4. His opponent on the hill. Magic needs to happen. He's fully capable of it, but can he manage it?
Yeah, of course, after this match, don't go anywhere. We still do have a big raffle, actually, to come for everybody that enjoyed watching these matches in the crowd. And, of course, right after, we do have the prize ceremony. Also, we will have to see who wins the Women's EuroTour. Oh, and this looks to be dry. And the shot on the 1. And if only he makes the 1 ball. The 2 ball will be waiting for him in front of the corner. This could be it.
This could be it indeed. And you mentioned about the presentations. Just to add to that, the prize money. First prize, well, let's start with second prize. That's 5,000 euros, and it jumps to 7,500 euros for first. So a good day at the office for both these players. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised why he didn't just play that with top spin, float it in, and take anything on the 2-ball. He was trying to get close. Now, is he? I don't think he can. Well, he's a lefty too. I'm not sure if he can even reach for a jump. We might have to see some magic. Kick into the short rail. Look at where he's pointing. Because if you draw a line from where he was pointing towards the 2, it would go in between the 3 and the 4. But that means he will have to load the cue ball up with the precise amount of left English, left spin on the ball.
Hold on to your hats.
Oh, and that was really close. But yet, we do get to see Wojciech back at the table. And I mentioned 8-4 is a long way to go. But you're there. You might as well try it, you know. If you can get it 8-6, who knows? Maybe Joshua will feel a little bit of heat.
Yep. And that's what Wojciech's got to aim for. 3-7 combination coming up. And one thing about Wojciech and a lot of the Polish contingency, they do not give up.
Well, I think this is key shot. Get from the 4 to the 5. Don't get straight onto the 5 ball. Just give yourself natural angle to pop back out for the 6 in the same corner as a 5. So 2 rails. Oh, on the rail. I think he's just okay to play with top right spin and still slide by the 6 for the top left.
A little shot of Bajana, our referee for this final, hailing from Serbia. Our officials doing a great job these 4 days. This event has run so smoothly. Testament to the event's predator and the EPBF Leon. As you said, Tim, why not try? Why not indeed? And the comeback has got to start somewhere. This has to be it.
I have to say, I kind of feel a little bit for the fact that that one time he didn't really get much on the 1. He tried to bank it, missed it, and then the scratch following. Because that was the biggest swing of this whole match. He had like those 2 mistakes and Filler ran away with it. Yeah, the women's final being a bit tighter than this one. Spaniard Ropero up 5-4 against Pia Filler. And Wojciech Ševčík now to reduce the deficit. It's trailing 8-5. It does have one more break, 8-6, and then you just gotta steal on Joshua's break twice, but don't tell yourself it's impossible.
No, absolutely not. And Well, it looks like Pia Filler on our other table is digging deep. Maria Teresa Repero really got off to a great start. But the grit and determination that Pia Filler is showing, not just today, but all week, well, will that get her back to at least evens and give her a chance of, well, picking up the title today? I know Maria Teresa will have something to say about that. But the most important thing is all these matches today, Tim, for me, have been absolutely exhilarating.
Yeah, we will not be gone for too long. We will be back, what did you say, in like a month? 4 or 5 weeks? Yeah. We'll be back with a lot more action.
25th to the 28th of June, back in Austria. Wojciech must win rack. They all are now.
Oh, he did not hit that full by any means. Needs that 3-ball to drop. Oh, he's still alive, but I'm sure his heart skipped a beat right there. Look at the cue ball. I think he thought that he was gonna scratch, and then when he's seen the cue ball track to the top left, but then again, difficult opener, a cluster on the table. Not even sure if he can get on the 2-ball. Now, you did say the next EUROTOUR is indeed the 25th of June till the 28th, but we do have something else, something very special coming up from the 16th of June, because we do have a new Pro Billiard Series event coming also from Austria. So make sure to stay tuned at Pro Billiard TV. Don't miss out. Oh no. Watch that cue ball. Well, one thing is for sure, Gath. He's not going to be able to open up the 4-ball. He's dead straight on this 2-ball.
No, he's not. I'm just looking to see what the options are for playing safe off of it. He can just push through. Maybe he can play a gentle roll into it, but that 8-ball is looming large. This is going to be a little harder of a pathway to victory here.
Well, you will have to battle in this rack to be able to still be alive. Can he maybe bank the 4 into the 9 and bring the cue ball, stun right spin above to the left side of the 5-ball? If you catch the 4 fully into the 9, it might stay behind the 8-ball-ish.
Nice call, Tim. Nice call. Just didn't get the cue ball he was looking for. And this has left a long tester of a 4. And with that cue ball just taking a useful bounce off the short rail, this is the sort of shot Joshua will look to pounce on.
Yeah, it doesn't have to hit it too hard. Just kill the cue ball and pocket speed towards the corner. Yeah, beautiful. I mean, that was a key shot right there. Maybe this 5-ball has to make sure to play a nice bump onto the 6, or could draw just past it. But then the speed is a bit more difficult. How is the pace? Well, this might be it. This might be all over for Wojciech Ševčík. Still though, an incredible run, winning the Antalya Open 8-ball. The last one for 2025, I think. No, that was actually this year already. It's already May, of course. But then to now finish in the final. So that's 2 EUROTOURs in a row. That will be great for his ranking. but it was not meant to be for today. I feel like Filler just overall on the day has been exceptionally well, just as we know him.
Just had a little look over at his wife. She's been grinding that scoreline back. 5-4 on her other table.
Yeah, that cue ball is gonna land on the rail at least. Oh. So maybe a bit more nerves. There is always nerves. Everybody has them. This is for the title though. Predator Luxembourg Open. And it's again, once again, Joshua Filler taking the title as Predator Luxembourg Open champion and clinching his 10th EuroTour title. Unbelievable performance from this young man once again. Also, congratulations to Wojciech Ševčík, of course, for another great tournament. Now, of course, we will be finished on this table, but we still have the women's final going on the other table, so make sure to tune in. Don't miss out on all the action over there. We do have a raffle coming up, and we do have the prize ceremony, so don't go anywhere. Our next event will be the Pro Billiard Series Austria event starting at the 16th of June, and we would hopefully see you back live at Pro Billiard TV. Tim de Ruiter and Ketten Davids, we're signing off. Hopefully we'll see you at the next one.
players have come in, so they should be allowed. Can you just check?
Following the exciting conclusion of the Predator Luxembourg Open, it's time to award the trophies. So let's welcome our presentation party into the arena. Mr. Dietz Schinken, President of the Luxembourg Amateur Billiard Federation. Mr. Paul Giorgetti of the wonderful GRIDX. And finally, Mr. David Morris, President of the International Billiard Promotion Foundation. Firstly, with the Predator Luxembourg Women's Open, will you welcome your runner-up? A big hand for Maite Rapero. And will you welcome your champion, claiming her 4th EUROTOUR title, Pia Villa. And now the Predator Luxembourg Open. Will you welcome your runner-up? A big hand for Wojciech Szewczak. And claiming his 11th title here, the 2026 Predator Luxembourg Open champion, it's Joshua Villa. Once again, Joshua and Pia Villa. So now, concluding the presentation ceremony, it's time for the raffle. So please have all your tickets ready. It's number 8. Come on, number 8. Have a look in your pocket. It's this man over here. Come on down. And number 14. Man over there, come down. Come into the arena now. So both our lucky contestants will lag, and the winner, the nearest the rail, wins the prize. We have a winner. Great effort. To receive this beautiful Predator cue case. Give him a big round of applause, please. Number 20. He's over there. Come down. And number 60. Do we have a number 60? 60. Oh, we do. 60. It's our referee. So our two draw winners there will do once again now lag. And they win a Predator Poison Cue. Congratulations! You win a Predator Poison Cue. Well, that concludes the draw and the presentation ceremony. It's been a wonderful audience, one of the best we've ever had. And to celebrate, everyone is cordially invited to the restaurant Jane for the post-event reception.
The dignitaries and the